Hey team, and welcome to the very first mindset video of this program. So what we're going to talk about right now is trust. Now, if we are really going to be on the path of resetting our metabolism, we first have to understand that it takes time. And so those ideas in our head about 3, 7, 21, or 30-day fixes, those aren't necessarily realistic. And you've tried them, right? So I'm encouraging you to try something different. The old way is always going to be there for you, but get a little bit uncomfortable. Now, I know the old way, it probably hasn't even worked for us, right? It's a yo-yo cycle of going really intense on a diet, changing everything, being super dedicated. That willpower, it feels really great. And as someone who really loves to dig in and give a little bit of grit, I totally understand, and I want you to be motivated, but I do need you to peel back a layer and realize, okay, this is going to take a while for me to tweak my metabolism back into a metabolism that actually wants to work with me. And so I need you to understand that we have to trust ourselves, but we also have to trust the process. The old way, again, is always going to be there for us. But if the old way was frustrating and we felt like we were going backwards, then let's try something different and let's really put our effort into it. And I really hope that you and in this group, you stay motivated to stick in it even when you're not sure if it's working. Keep putting the action in, and I promise you, you're gonna see incredible results. This is not about restriction and deprivation, but it is about giving yourself a chance to be successful. I always say that to my clients. Give yourself a chance to be successful, okay? So just trust this process. Realize that over the next 16 weeks, we are going to do a lot of troubleshooting. So you're going to start with your metabolic burner type. I'm going to give you a food formula, and we are going to start the process of preparing our meals and eating towards tweaking our metabolism back into a metabolism that wants to work with us. And it's going to be a lot of troubleshooting. I am going to help you become a detective for your metabolism. I literally cannot take a book off of a shelf and give you the exact plan that's going to work for you forever. That's why the 16-week process is what it is. It's going to be a set of modules in hormones and mindset and exercise and lifestyle. And we're going to talk about all the elements to troubleshooting, listening to our body and getting to a point where our body is really happy and getting the results that we're looking for. A lot of times what people do is we limit calories and we really amp up the exercise. Depending on your metabolism, some people might react really well. The metabolically flexible people, maybe more of the mixed burner type, might react really well to that. But if you're a sugar burner or muscle burner and all of a sudden you're restricting calories and you're increasing your stress hormones and you're exercising a lot, you might get hungry, you might have cravings, your sleep might be off, and then we might have future problems down the road. And that is why it is essential that we have our hormones balanced and we have a caloric deficit in order to lose fat. So let's trust the process, trust me as your coach to be a detective with you, and trust yourself to become a thinker for you. You can't do what your friend is doing. You can't do what your mom is doing. You can't do what's working for your friend because your metabolisms are different and your personalities are different, your lifestyle, your tendencies, everything is different. So that's why we're gonna start with the food formula in week 2, and we're going to continue to troubleshoot this process to make it exactly what you need to be able to do this every single day, because eventually that's where we're going to go. We want you to trust the process so much that we get to the point where you can literally look at yourself and say, is this sustainable? And yes is the answer. And then can I do this every day? Yes is the answer, okay? Doesn't mean that you always have to be eating the way that we're going to be eating in week 2. No, we could actually in weeks 2 through 10 get great results, and we actually change a little bit of your metabolism. So your metabolism starts responding a little bit better. And then over time, as you weight train and you build muscle, and all of a sudden you've got a metabolism that responds a little bit better to you. So maybe you're not always gonna have to be in the same mode that you're in for the first couple weeks, but we don't know until we look and we see and we try, okay? So this process really is about the slow and steady. And I know that's not what you want to hear from me. I know it's not sexy, but it is the reality that slow and steady absolutely wins the race. You know, the turtle and the hare. Slow and steady absolutely wins the race. So I want you to recognize that this is going to be a process. It's going to be a lot of fun, because I think what you're going to recognize is, oh my gosh, now I'm understanding what my body's actually telling me, what that means, and what to do about it. Because you're going to have tools and actionable items that are going to take you from the awareness of what's going on with your body to action, to be able to give your body what it's looking for. Isn't that kind of exciting? I love it. And I think it's the best part of self-care. I think becoming powerful is all about understanding our body and doing something about it, right? And so it doesn't need to be this process of turning a switch, being on, and just ignoring what's going on in our brain. No, what affects our metabolism, there are lots of things. We can look at sleep, we can look at mood, we can look at hunger, we can look at energy, we can look at cravings. All of those things are telling us how our body is currently functioning and what our metabolism is currently doing. If we're able to burn fat or if we're holding on to fat, all of those, that's biofeedback. When you look at food, when you look at mood, sleep, hunger, energy, cravings, all of those things are really good indicators to us, if they're balanced, that we're doing a really good job of troubleshooting, getting to a place of living and eating and exercising that really makes our body super happy. So we're gonna get to that point. We're gonna talk in another video about how to keep your heck in check. Learning to trust the process is all about beginning to trust yourself and doing things a little bit differently. You know, that definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again with the same result, right? And so what we want to do is we want to do things differently, and we want to get you to a way different result. So let's go and let's trust ourselves and trust this process.